Today, we're going to learn about our new math strategy. We've already learned about guess and check and how to use that. We've already learned about drawing a picture and how we can use that to solve a problem. Today, we're going to learn about how to make a table to help you solve a problem. So, here's our problem. Planting. For every flower Tanya plants, she will need to water it with 2 gallons of water. How many gallons of water will she need for 6 plants? So the first thing we always do, before we even think about a strategy, is use our cubes. That's right. Who can tell me what our C for cubes is? Owen?
Circle numbers.
Circle numbers. What numbers do I need to circle in my problem?
2 gallons of water and
2 and 6. Okay, those are my important numbers in my problem. All right, what's the U in cubes? Luke? Okay, so what question are we trying to solve?
How many gallons of water will she need for 6 plants?
How many gallons of water will she need for 6 plants? Good. B. What's our B, Lauren?
Box any math action.
Math action words. Do we see any math action words?
Many.
Okay, so how many? That's important. Any other math word? Bhavana?
Gallon.
Gallon is a math word. So 2 gallons of water. How many gallons does she need for 6? Okay, C-U-B-E. What is our E? Bhavana?
Evaluate.
Evaluate. So that means we are looking at the steps and strategies. So this is our sample problem, so it's already kind of doing that for us. This is what you would think in your head. What do you know? Well, we know that one plant needs how many gallons? 2. So you know how much water you need for each single plant. What are we trying to find? Well, we already underlined the question. We're trying to find how many gallons for 6 plants. So we plan and solve. What strategy will we use? We're going to make a table. Now, when you make a table, the very first step you need to do is set up your table with labels. If you don't have labels,
You don't know what it is.
you don't know what it is, what you're comparing. So, in this table, the first section, the label is going to be your number of flowers. And then the gallons of water is your next label, because we need to find out how many gallons for how many flowers. So those are the 2 things we're looking at. So we set it up, we have our labels. Now the next thing is enter the information you know. What information did we know from the problem? Lauren?
That there's 6 plants and you need every plant needs 2 gallons.
So we know that for one plant, you need 2 gallons of water. So we're going to put 1 flower equals 2 gallons of water. So then we look for a pattern and continue. So if we have 2 flowers, how many gallons of water will we need? 4. 3 flowers, you'll need 6. Do you see a pattern? Raise your hand if you see a pattern with our data or our information. What pattern do you notice, Ashimi?
The one that is the number of flowers is just been done.
Good, so you notice that every time the gallons of water double every time you add a new plant. Or you count by, are they doubling? The first one doubled, 2 and 2 is 4, but 4 and 4 would be 8. So are they doubling?
They're counting by 2s.
Or did you say that the flowers double? So if we have 2 flowers, then we're going to double it to get 4. If we have 3 flowers, we're going to double it to get 6. Does anyone see another pattern? Because one person may see that pattern like a sheenie, and someone else may have seen a different pattern. I saw a different pattern. I didn't even see a sheenie's pattern. Bhavana?
It's multiplication.
Okay, how do you see multiplication?
2 plus 6, and then the next one should be 8.
What are you multiplying by?
2.
So, you're taking...
I'm adding 2 to each.
So if you're adding, are you multiplying? No, you're adding. So she noticed every time that we add a plant, we're going to add 2 more gallons of water. Very good. Let's scroll down a little bit and see what they have.
Only 1 for the pool.
So then we can find the answer in the table. So we keep going until we get up to 6 plants. And we could use a sheep's pattern and say, well, 6 plus 6 will give us 12. Or we could use Bhavana's pattern and go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Now the last thing in our cubes is S, solve. We solved. We need to check, explain, and extend. Tanya will need 12 gallons of water to plant 6 flowers. How would we check to make sure we're right?
We can look on that.
Yeah, you made your table. So you can look at your table and double check it and make sure that it's accurate. Did you follow the pattern? Does it make sense? All right. Yesterday we talked about a new math strategy. Who remembers what strategy we talked about when we learned about yesterday? Owen?
Make a table.
Make a table. And making a table helps us look for patterns, and it helps us organize our information to find out the answer to a problem. And we solved a problem yesterday. Today, you're going to get a new problem. You're going to work with a partner to solve your problem. Then you're also going to create a presentation to show your work and present your answer to your classmates. So, you can present. You can create a pixie page or a pixie presentation where you're showing your steps step by step. You can create a song or a rap that explains it to me, but be sure that you include some visuals that show your thinking. So if you're rapping about, I saw this pattern, you might have paper that has pictures of the patterns you use or your number sentences you use that go along with it. You can create a Google Slides presentation. Maybe that has some graphs or some pictures or charts or tables or whatever strategy you use to solve it. You can create a poster. That would be more like the examples that we just looked at, where they show all their work, they write down the problem, they write down their work, they write down their explanation. Use photo booth or VoiceThread to create a video. Again, if you're going to do a video, you need to actually have visuals too. So you might want to have a paper that shows your work while you're talking about it. That way it's easy for someone to understand. If you have another creative idea, that's fine. Ask me for approval. You may have some really awesome idea, a really cool way to present what you found. Just make sure you get my approval before you do it. Yes, ma'am.
I actually one right now. Can we use Keynote?
Yep, that's the same thing as a Google Slides. So I would rather you use Google Slides just because then you can share it and you can always have it work on whenever you want. Okay? So it's pretty much the same thing. All right? So everyone understands what we're going to do? All right, I have your partners for your problem. Here is my first group is Bhavana and Owen. You guys may quietly go back to the set of tables. Take your rubric and grab a pencil and you may get started. Remember, cubes. Cubes will help you understand your problem. Lauren and Emmy, you may go back to that group of tables. Take your rubric, which I have yours now. You may get your pencil and you may begin working. And a sheenie and Luke, you may work right up here. Help solving the problem. Okay, these are just your Very good. I see you're already using your cube strategy. Make sure you're working together. Good. Doing something and your partner's not, so if you're working together, you should talk it over with what you need to do, plan it out together. You're trying to evaluate what strategy to use? Okay. Well, you can always look back to at the strategies you have learned. That might help you to come to which one would be the best. Okay, so that's what you need to find out. What do you already know? How many of these will you go and find out what you already know? Very good. Is that what you know? Okay. Are you sharing your thinking with your partner? Okay. Yes, that is an important thing. That's something you know. Now think about what strategy you would use to organize the information. You agree? Okay. You're being assessed on your problem solving. If you use a strategy, if you solve the problem correctly, you're being assessed on your perseverance, not giving up, and on your explanation. And your explanation has to have some kind of creative elements in it. Any questions before I let you go? Awesome. We have laptops today. So if your presentation requires a laptop, and it might might also work if you choose a Google Slides presentation, if you want to do that. Both of you can have your own laptop. Remember, we learned how to share the document with your partner. Then you can both work on it at the same time and get more work done instead of sitting around one computer. And if you have questions, I'll be walking around to help you out. Okay? So go ahead, talk with your partner, decide how you're going to creatively present, and get started.
So we can start off with a table. We can make a table maybe on here. We can like make a table. Yeah, and so like we'll leave like a little box over here. We're gonna see like you can see that we have the mark out. Yeah.
All right, I went ahead and I put the stopwatch on so you know how much time you have while you work. You have 30 minutes today.
Oh, we have 30 minutes. Wait. So,
okay, make sure we're focused. We don't have a lot of time. Have you decided on your creative way to present?
She wants to do it now. So we can like get more work done and have a talk.
As your rough draft, and then when you're ready to make it a nice one, we can turn it over to you. Okay, so just sketch it out really quickly how you want it to look, and then you can start. Luke, is there something, Owen, is there something you could be doing with Robin is sketching that out? You're doing that.
Yeah.
Could you maybe get a different piece of paper so you could work on different parts at the same time?
We can maybe cut out a problem and stick it on there.
You could.
Okay.
Or could we do this? Part of your rubric of how you're going to be graded for your math is your perseverance and how well you work on your project with your partner. So we have a collaboration checklist. You're going to fill this out for your partner. So Ashini and Luke were partners. When Ashini fills this out, she's going to answer the questions like she's Luke. So I did my share of the work or project. So you're going to rate Luke. Did he do not a very good job at doing his share of the work? Did he do an okay job, or did he do the best job? He was a great partner. I encouraged my classmates, which means you used nice words. You told them they were doing a good job. You worked together. Not very good, okay, or the best. I listened to my classmates' ideas. I used our time wisely. I wasn't goofing around doing things we didn't talk about. I was focused the whole time. I did high quality work. I made compromises. Making compromises is just because it wasn't your idea or wasn't what you wanted, you still made it work. You said, okay, I really don't want to do a poster, but that does sound like a good idea. We could do a poster. That's making a compromise. If you're not making a compromise, you would sit there for 15 minutes and say, I said I don't want to do a poster. I'm not going to do a poster. Is that compromising? No. So that's what that word means. I added creative ideas. Did Luke do a not very good job? Did Luke do an okay job? Did Luke do an awesome job? Okay? Be honest, because if we don't know how well we're doing in each area, we don't know where to get better at. We don't know what kind of goals to set to get better for next time. So it's okay if Ashimi said he wasn't very good at doing high quality work. Should that make you upset? No.
that should make you think, okay, that's something I can get better in. So maybe I should set a goal to make sure I do high quality work at least one time a week, every week, to make sure I get better at it. Okay? Everyone understand what you're going to do? On the top, you're going to write your name, and then I want you to write partner, and then who your partner is.